Boy, you know what time it is.
Welcome to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
What is good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Bromigos podcast. I am one of your hosts, and it's really weird that I'm opening the show. It just never happens. I am the Undercover Brother, and joining me as always is my good buddy
Hoochieman.
Are you holding it down this week too?
Yeah, I'm holding it down still.
You're definitely gonna be holding it down because Dayton, Panama aren't here today. We pour it out for our homies who cannot join us for this lovely guest that we have. Good friend of mine, had a great conversation with her on my other podcast. Wanted to bring her on to Bromigos to get, I guess, a different perspective on some of the things going on in the world. And that is my good friend and XBIZ Rising Camp Star winner, Lili Jane. Thank you so much for joining us, Lili.
Trying to unmute my mic. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you. So this is a different show than 69 Whiskey.
Yes.
So by all means, let's pretend that we have never spoken before.
Okay. Sure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, how you got started in the adult industry, and we'll go from there.
Alrighty. Well, hi. My name is Lilith. I prefer Lily. I am 23 years old. I'm turning. Oh my God. These dogs. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Come here, guys.
We love dogs on this show, though. At least I hope.
I love them too, but not while I'm doing a podcast. Absolutely not while I'm doing a podcast. Oh my goodness.
At least the YouTube version got a little bit of the dog's cuteness in there.
Yes.
We got a little bit of doggo cuteness to start the show, but now it's time for business.
Yes.
So as you were saying.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I'm 23. I'm turning 24 this July. I've been in the industry for 3 years in July, actually.
Really?
And yeah, so it was, first off, it was just like OnlyFans, but no face and like everything like that for a good, I want to say 6 months. And then I rebranded, recreated myself, was like, oh yeah, no, this is who I am. Like, full porn star. Let's go.
So like what in your mind decided to make you go to that shift from the no face stuff to showing who you are to your fans?
I stopped going to college. I didn't want to pursue being a teacher anymore or a special ed teacher. So I was just like, well, since I'm not going to go for this anymore, I can show my face now. Like at first it was, hey, I can't show my face because I don't want it to get traced back to me. Like after I become a teacher and everything, I'm going to just be like a faceless creator. And then I looked up like the Ohio rules and they said, yeah, you can't do A and B. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go with B then. So bye-bye. And dropped out because I thought I had like 2 semesters left. No, I had a single class left to finish. I dropped out class left.
See, I when we had previously talked, I didn't know that you dropped out. I don't even know if that was brought up during our last discussion. And I thought you actually graduated.
Nope.
Wow.
I dropped out. Yeah.
Just 1 class left. That is crazy. Do you regret dropping out after finding that out, or?
I don't regret dropping out because at the time it's what I needed because it was COVID, like everything was online and that's not how I learned. So I was just going to take like a year off until things got back to normal. We could do in-person classes again and everything like that. And then I didn't go back. And then the 1 semester that I tried to, I was like, hey, like, here's all of my information again. And like, I want to go back to school and I need this class. And then no one followed up with me from like the registrar's office of like, hey, this is who you need to be in contact with. And like, this is when classes are going to start. And this is who your professor is going to be and everything like that. Like, let's look at your transcript to see what you've finished and what you still need to do in order to get the degree without the license. And just none of that happened. So I just didn't go. Looking back on it, I am really upset at myself that I didn't, push harder the next semester and say, okay, or just go in person and be like, hey, I'm here. I need this figured out, please. Like, I need someone to help me. I know the head people of the special ed department. You just got to tell me if they're in or not, because I don't know if they are. Yeah, little bit of regret there, but honestly, at the end of the day, whatever. It's a piece of paper that says I did it.
I mean, you pretty much, I don't know what that one little class would have taught you that you didn't already know, to be fair. Because especially after, our last conversation, you talked about all the stuff you did. You went through all these classes. You did summer camp with these special ed and special needs children. I mean, if anything, what is one class to define what you do?
Yeah,
because you already had the experience.
Yeah, the in-person experience was way more than what I was going to learn in a classroom, because what we were learning in a classroom, I think from whatever level class this was going to be more in-person teaching, but it was more of, instead of going in with a classmate and creating lesson plan and being an assistant to the teacher, it's more of, okay, now you have to make lessons plans. Now you have to look over IEPs. Now you have to do this, of course, with the consent of like the parents and the school and everything like that, of course. But like actually like the step right before you go into teaching, which is basically, here you go, like you are now a substitute basically, or you're co-teaching with the teacher now. So like you're an intervention specialist at this point. So you're going to be working there full time. And then you have an entire like thing you have to do at the end of the year of like summing up all of the lesson plans that you created and like how the children progressed throughout the year or anything like that, like progress reports. And I mean, it's just like the final step, which I mean, I got a lot of that without taking that class. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
So it's just like, whatever.
Now, here's a question I was thinking about that I didn't ask the last time we had a conversation. And I don't know what the money is for. I know the money for teachers isn't great. It's painfully evident that teachers don't make a lot of money, which is unfortunate because they should be given the world having to put up with so much.
Yeah.
However, what if you were to move on and get a position at a school, what would the money for a special education teacher be? Is it more because they have to deal with more, or is it about the same?
So it is more because you have to be, so the schooling process, or at least for college, to be, an elementary school teacher or a math teacher in a high school or anything like that, you get a bachelor's just like anyone else. If you want to get a master's, sure, you don't need a master's to teach, you just need a bachelor's. But being and this isn't shitting on regular teachers at all, because they do so much work as well. And I have so much respect for teachers, but what we have to go through as either intervention specialists or, teachers in a special ed classroom, we have to look at a student and learn about their disability, or already know what it is because we went to school for it, and then build an IEP or be given an IEP from their last teacher and create a lesson plan that includes them, that works with their skill level at the knowledge level that they're at, and making sure that they're always staying, like they have cognitive development going on and they're not just plateauing. So working with all of that on top of if a student has either multiple physical disabilities or multiple mental disabilities, it can make the learning process a lot harder and a lot more strenuous for them as well as the teacher. And so there is such a short or a small number of intervention specialists and people that go into special ed to work in schools. Because there are people that, get the degree, but then they go, do home care, or they work in a hospital or a facility or anything like that. Not all of them transfer to be teachers. So there are still people going to school to be, I want to be an elementary school teacher. I want to be a science teacher. I want to be, a physics teacher, or I want to be an art teacher. I want to be a theater, like I want to be a theater teacher, like everything like that. There's still that role of people still wanting to be teachers for kids that don't have disabilities, but there's not enough in the special ed realm. So yes, we are paid more, not by a lot, but we are paid more for the more work that we have to put in, because we have a classroom just like everyone else with, a certain number of kids. It's not just one, like there are multiple, and we have to, based on each child, or, even if it's a teenager or anything like that, you have to create a lesson plan that fits almost every single one of their needs in different ways, or you have to teach them separately throughout the day of like, okay, well, I know that these kids are visual learners as well as auditory learners, but these kids are hands-on. I can't just tell them, hey, this is what we're learning today. I have to show them an example and have them physically do it with me and then try and relate it to this. Or, it has to be like some kids have to wear headphones because they get overstimulated. So you just have to figure out what works best for all your kids. And it can be extremely, extremely tiring, but the payout, not money wise, but like seeing your kids progress makes it all worth it.
I bet. I mean, that's definitely a lot. Like I know my sister has done work because she's also a teacher, as I've said in the past, and she has worked with special ed children, but she hasn't worked with them, to that level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really crazy just how much that special ed teachers have to go through. And I have to say, I have a whole new level of respect for those types of teachers, because I had no idea what went into it.
I didn't know that much went into it, like behind it.
Oh yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg, buddy.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure we can get into more of that, but I like to transition here a little bit. So from after all that, you had that one class, you dropped out.
Mm-hmm.
You decided to move into the adult field.
Yes.
And
yeah, you know what? I was gonna ask, what made you go into that realm? Was it because you said it's next month, July, that'll be your third year doing this? What did quarantine have an effect on that? Because I feel like quarantine had an effect on almost everyone.
Yeah, it did.
It really did.
I was still in school at the time, and I was one of those people where I'm like, I'm not gonna get on TikTok. I'm not gonna be one of those people. Like, I don't want to do TikTok. Like, I know it used to be Musically, but like, I'm not doing it. Like, people get addicted. I'm not gonna do it. And what did I do? I did it. And I just started making like silly little videos I was living with my boyfriend at the time, and I was just making videos like in a living room and everything like that, just wearing low cut tops. And I got a following from it because people loved my boobs. So I was like, okay. And then everyone was like, does this girl have an OnlyFans? Does this girl have, like, can anyone find this girl on OnlyFans at all? Do you have one? Do you sell content? Do you have a premium Snapchat? I was getting all of these comments, and I was like, should I make one? Should I do it? Ooh, maybe,
You know what it is, though? It's like you have that look that a lot of men seem to crave nowadays. It's like that alternative. I don't know if you would classify yourself as goth.
So I don't classify myself as goth or emo. I do classify myself as light alternative.
So like even then, like that same realm, I see a lot of guys on TikTok specifically simping over those types of.
Yeah, especially the girls with the neck tattoos right here.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
There's this one girl I follow on TikTok too that's like similar to you, and I'm just like, oh my god, these alt chicks, dude. These alt chicks, they do something to a guy.
Cruella Morgan is like the leader of this pyramid. Like, she's like at the top, and then it's just all different, like just so many girls that I've seen on my For You page that either have like a moth or a honeycomb neck tattoo and are just like pierced and have, not, I would consider this not alternative hair, because I mean, it's brown roots with blonde ends. It's not really alternative at all.
It's not black enough.
Yeah, or it's not, a fashion color of like blue or purple or red. But I mean, I'm covered in tattoos. I'm covered in piercings. I just got my titties pierced. I'm about to go get my clit pierced. Like,
Hold on. Hold
I was like,
on.
your eyes raised up quick there.
Whoa. See, the titty piercings I'm okay with because, you know, if someone's sucking on the titties, I hear the piercings taste like house keys and there's no place like home, baby. But but hold on, the clit piercing.
I'll have to find out about that one.
But I have to. What is that? Does that hurt?
so
Does that hurt? Like, have you
so-
heard that?
Okay, so there are actually multiple different types of, vagina piercings that you can get. And there are a few of them that are either around or through the clit. I'm not trying to go through that. Absolutely not. That's going to hurt like a bitch.
Mhm.
There's one piercing that goes behind the actual clit. Now, mind you, the entire, like, the whole vagina, like the clit isn't just a little, the little bead at the top. It like goes down on the sides too, like underneath the muscle. But that's where the little main part is. That's your doorbell. Ding ding. Like that's where it is.
And guys still can't find it.
But the one that I want is that some vaginas have a hood over the clit. So you can get that pierced. So that way your piercing is sitting right on top of your clit. So it helps with stimulation and gets you off easier. Like I've had friends who have gotten that piercing and they're literally just riding in a car, and the way that they're sitting and they're wearing tight jeans, they're literally like getting off in the car because of the way that they're moving around. They're like, this is so embarrassing. I'm in an Uber right now. Like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm like, open your fucking legs, dude. Don't sit with your legs closed. Fucking man spread it. Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
oh shit. That's wild.
Don't wear tight jeans. I don't know. Like, fuck.
What were you gonna say, Hunter?
Half the time I can't tell if they're doing it as like an act, like trying to prank someone, or if that's just actually how they were feeling.
But I mean, clit piercings they heal very, very fast because the vagina is self-cleaning. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean don't clean your piercings by any means. Always clean your piercings. It is an open wound and you have shoved metal through it. Clean it. Your body can only clean it so much. Like my nipple piercings, I still have to clean them twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening.
Is that involved?
Mm-hmm.
It's that involved. Wow. We are learning so much about women in a short period of time on this show.
Even my nose piercings, when I first got my nose piercings done, like I still had to wash them like once or twice a day to keep them clean.
Wow.
Like even when I didn't wear, like, because I'm not wearing makeup right now, I just have lash extensions. But when you get a piercing on your face, it's really hard to wear makeup because like, for example, if you get a dermal piercing right here or even a tattoo on your face, or an eyebrow piercing, or anything that's not like in your mouth, I guess, and it's externally on your face somewhere, it's hard to wear makeup because makeup clogs your pores if you're not, putting it on properly. And you shouldn't, it's like having a cut. You're not just gonna go outside and, rub it around on the ground or anything like that, especially if it's an open wound. Piercings are open wounds until they heal and like you have a hole in your face. So you have to take care of them as you would anything else. Like you got to brush your teeth, keep your skull clean because that's the only part of the skull that you can see. And like otherwise, like infected piercings, they're not fun. They are really, really, really not fun. When I started stretching my ears, I was using
doesn't sound fun.
I was using acrylic tapers instead of stainless steel or surgical steel, and I didn't realize that those hold a lot of bacteria. And so even the plugs were acrylic. So when I was stretching my ears, like I was like, why are my ears so swollen? Like I don't understand what's going on. And like, I don't want to take out the plug right now because I just stretched my ears 2 days ago. And like, I don't know if I'll be able to get it back in. I literally took it out and like my ear was infected. It was red. It was swollen. It was warm. And like, it started leaking. I was like, okay, we're going to have to start from square one. I need to let this heal. Like, I got to take it out. Like, I can't keep going at this rate because it could get worse. I could get sick. The infection could get into my bloodline, like into my bloodstream. I don't want to deal with all that and then potentially lose an ear. And it's right by my brain. So let's not do that. Okay. Let's just not do that.
That'd be a pretty smart idea to not do that.
Yeah. So I had to wait, let that heal, and then start over from square one with surgical steel tapers, which tapers are not the best way to stretch your ears. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So a question I have for you that I didn't get a chance to ask in our previous conversation. A lot of women in your line of works from camming and OnlyFans, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they end up doing more mainstream shoots with bigger companies.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's something you have done, and is that something you'd like to do as like a progression of your career down the line?
Yes.
Because I know people that have done it. I won't name names, but
and then I have worked with people who are mainstream people. So for example, I'll go ahead and plug one of my friends, Mr. Lucky POV. Absolutely great guy. I've worked with him more than a handful of times. And I mean, even though he's not, Pornhub or Brazzers or anything like that, he has his own website. He is his own brand. Just like I'm my own brand, but I just don't have my own, X-rated website like he does. And so, I mean, he posts stuff on Pornhub to get people to go to his site and then pay for the whole video. It's super, super smart. Just like how I'll post teasers on Twitter for people to go to my OnlyFans. Like, I'm posting the trailer here so that way hey, go to my OnlyFans so you can get the video and you can watch me get fucked. Like, let's go.
I don't know why that sounded funny.
And so I've worked with people who are mainstream porn stars. I just haven't personally shot for, Brazzers or Vixen or Blacked or any of those companies. I do have a Pornhub page, but I don't really post porn on there. I post, I did a get ready with me where I was just completely naked, where I showered and then I dried off and then I did my hair, and it was when I had extensions. So blow drying my hair took 20 or 30 fucking minutes. It was insane.
So basically like a vlog?
Yeah, basically vlogs on there, but I'm naked. So,
yeah, it's just a naked vlog. That's all it is. It's just I really wonder how that content performs though.
Yeah, it actually
compared to other stuff
did really, really well. And then I'm posting another video on Pornhub tomorrow where I'm basically a nude Bob the Builder, and I'm putting together a electric standing desk. And so the beginning of the video is okay, yeah, let's do it. Wait, I'm missing something. Hold on. And then I snap my fingers, and it's I forgot what fucking movie it was. It's something about a genie.
Aladdin.
No, I Dream a Genie.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Where the girl blinks and she changes and everything like that. So basically I did that, and I snap, and then all of a sudden I'm naked, and I'm all right, let's get to work. And the entire video is me making sexual innuendos where I'm yeah. And so when you screw this one in, you want to make sure you go in slow first, make sure it's really ready for it. You don't just want to go in there and go to pound town, because then you might hurt the desk. And it's not going to be a fun time for anyone, because if you try and unscrew a desk, it's just not going to work.
It's just, oh no, I dropped the screw. Oh, I can't pick it up.
Oh no, I'm stuck.
Help me, step bro.
That's my favorite type of porn that I haven't filmed is the stepbrother. I'm stuck in the washer.
Why is that so popular?
I don't know. There's this whole thing right now in the industry where step family porn is so in right now, and it's so fucking weird. And I have such an issue. No hate to anyone on the way that they get their bag and how they make their money, but I can't do the whole the barely legal shit where it's oh, I look like a child and I just turned 18.
Yeah, that's
I
can't
handle that. That's just not me. And plus, with the amount of tattoos that I have, and I wouldn't say that I have a younger voice, a higher pitched voice like kids do. But I don't have a super low voice either. It's kind of somewhere, I guess, in the middle.
Yeah.
So I can't really portray being younger than I actually am. I mean, literally the other day I was working at the strip club and someone asked me if I was 30 years old. I was like, excuse, and it was the first time I had gone in without doing like my full glam makeup with my eyeliner and my eyelashes and, just the full beat glam. I had literally just like thrown on mascara, did a little something to my eyebrows, put some lip gloss on, and they were like, yeah, you're like 30, right? I was like, whoa, no,
Whoa, shit.
no, I am not. Why?
That would have been insulting.
See, I thought you were younger. I thought you were like 20.
I'm 23. Yeah.
No.
So, but like I get such a different age range, but I think the reason why people think I'm older is because I have huge tits. I mean, they're covered right now because it's cold in the house, but I have like just naturally hanging boobs that are really big. So people automatically assume because they're not, perky and up here and oh my goodness, that I've had kids, which would automatically, I guess, make me older. And that's
gotta be the most insulting thing ever.
It kind of is, because I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But also at the same time, I'm like, did you think I was 30 because of my looks or the way that I'm talking to you and the way that I can hold a conversation?
I was gonna say, do people think you're a MILF?
Yeah. I mean, technically I'm a dog mom, so like
that counts.
That actually is a good point.
But I have oh my god, that reminds me. I have a shirt that says Future MILF on it. It's a black shirt with white letters, Future MILF. I wore it to the airport, not thinking that people are going to read my shirt. I just threw it on, was like, go to the airport, I got to go. And I kept getting all these weird fucking looks from men. It wasn't women that were looking at my shirt. It was men. And it wasn't like guys my age either. It was like dads that were looking at my shirt. And like a few of them were like snickering to themselves or like and like looking away. And I'm like, what is going on? And then as soon as I sit on my gate, I look at my shirt and I'm like, fuck. Fuck. Oh, fuck. And my beanie says Chatterbait on it. Fuck.
No.
Oh, they know what I do.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, boy.
Oh, but it's free advertising.
Exactly. I'm like, it's free advertising. At this
Listen,
point,
all they had to do was ask.
Like at this point, I just need to put like a QR code on the back of my backpack that says "Scan me" so people know.
That's actually a great merch idea. You should, if you could do a shirt at some point, if you sell merch and you do that, like a QR code on the back, people could just like search it up. You'll have the whole website going and everything. It'd be fantastic. That'd be a great marketing tool if you ask me,
yeah.
To be honest, we brought up a couple of things I want to segue to really quick. One was the step family shit, and the other one was dads. There's a story that broke about a week or two ago now that I'm glad that you're here to have this, that we can have this conversation. Have you heard about the only? Sorry, what were we gonna say, Hunter?
I was gonna say this. I can't see myself getting behind. Like if I had a family member that I knew that was doing this, I would never do that.
And what he's alluding to is apparently a OnlyFans content creator in Australia found out that her stepdad was her top supporter. Did you hear about this? No. Oh, you didn't hear about this? Oh, we're gonna have some fun. We are gonna have some fun. So,
does the stepdad live?
Oh, I think they were in the same fucking house.
Were they?
Let me read this really quick. So, she went on. This girl went on TikTok and told the whole fucking story. I don't know if I can show the clips here because I'm not sure if the audio will show up, but I'll read it on the screen as I see it. Her stepdad spent almost 2,000 Australian dollars, which we did the calculation, which is like 1,300 American dollars on her content and requested custom made videos.
I'm just scrolling through part of this. This is weird.
It's very weird. We would talk. This is a quote from her. We would talk every day. He made custom requests, very specific things, and he also had a very specific username on the website. Within 2 months, the user, who also had an account on TikTok with the same handle, had spent $2,000 in 2 months. That's like fucking car payments right there.
Yeah.
That's rent. That's car
rent,
payments.
Dude. That's rent. Like you can support your stepdaughter that's doing this by just handing her the money and saying, hey, like, I want to help you out this month. Here you go. You don't have to buy her fucking porn. And then on top of that, requesting custom content. Like, did she know? Like, when did she find out?
That's what I'm about to get to now. So apparently, I guess the username was familiar to her or something, because I guess she went on TikTok. I think it makes sense now because the username, I guess, was in her contacts on TikTok, because you know how TikTok could show your contacts. So she was like going crazy trying to find out who this person was. And she narrowed it down to 6 people, including her stepdad. And she sent a message to the person, I guess on OnlyFans, and she said, I know who this is. And within 2 minutes, got a text from her stepdad saying, hey, can we talk? Now, the worst part about this was she's known this man since she was 11 years old.
Ew! No! Oh my God, no!
See, that's just foul.
That's just so fucked up, man.
Like, you literally watched your stepdaughter grow up, go through puberty, decided, wow, my stepdaughter's hot as fuck, and I want to jack off to that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
And you know what's even worse? She was also giving, the stepdad was also giving money to watch her have sex with her partner as well.
What?
Yeah, it's a quote in the article. I'm reading it right now. She was also sending him videos of her having sex with her partner, her boyfriend, whatever the fuck.
That's
shit.
Really weird.
That's fucked up, bro. So obviously that marriage is no longer a thing, as you can imagine.
Clearly. Oh my God.
That marriage did not last after that, but holy shit. So I don't know if you have any extended family that subscribes to your content, but you should probably check that.
I don't think I have anyone, actually, because a good majority, I only have one family member that I know about that is like super supportive of my work and is like, yeah, you be the biggest slut that you can. Like, you do your shit.
No, hold on.
Like, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, baby. Like, keep going.
Is this a guy or a girl, though? There's going to be a big...
woman. It's a woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say
if it was a guy, I'd be a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie.
I will say that my parents, they do know what I do. I told them, not right off the bat, but when I rebranded, I told them, I was like, hey, like, I'm going to make a name for myself, and I don't want people coming after you guys. So I'm just going to let you know now, like, this is the name that I'm going to be under, and you're all going to be blocked, just an FYI.
Smart.
And I had a conversation with my mom the other day about, like, when I first started, and she was like, no, I've seen your shit. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, oh yeah, like, I see.
What do you mean by that?
I know. I was like, hold on. Wait a minute. Is this a mind game? What's going on? So I'm like, what do you mean you've seen it? And she was like, I saw what you posted on Twitter, like, when you first started out, like, it was a full, like, nude. And I'm like, I have never posted a full nude, titties out, pussy open on Twitter my entire career. I have never done that. What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, well, I saw it. And I'm like, you must have just Googled me then, because at that point, you'll find it. But on Twitter, no. Like, so I'm like, she must have just been fucking with me. But yeah, even though my parents are very much like, hey, what you're doing is wrong, it's immoral, everything like that, they're still supportive in the fact that they want me, as long as I'm doing something that, is, the money is keeping a roof over my head, I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm, being safe with everything that I'm doing when it comes to, hey, if I'm going to go, like, go to a work event, people have my location, they know where I'm going, they have my flight itineraries, like, they know everything about my life. And I think my mom kind of regrets having such an open relationship with me now, because I just tell her everything, and I can just only imagine her face through the phone as I'm telling her, because it's mainly phone calls instead of FaceTime. I can only imagine the faces that she makes when I tell her some of this shit. I'm sure she's just like, why did I say I wanted such an open relationship with my daughter? Oh my God. Like, I don't want to hear that. But then it literally went the other way around, where she started sharing shit with me about her own life that I didn't even fucking know about her private life that, you really shouldn't tell your kids. And I'm just like, whoa, whoa.
Well, what goes around comes around, Lily.
Exactly. I'm like, you know what? I dished it out. I got to be able to take it. So, okay, that's fine. But yeah, I don't think I have any extended family that are on my pages. If they are, that's fucking gross, and I hope that they get off. Not like that. I hope.
You're gonna pause really quick.
Had to clarify.
I was like, wait. No. I hope that they leave, and I will issue them a refund so fucking fast because I don't want money from them. That's gross.
Well, not in that way.
Exactly, not in that way. Now, if they just want to send me money for like my birthday or like as a gift or like, hey, like we'll do your car payment this month or anything like that, that's fine. Don't look at my porn though. Like you don't got to do that. You don't have to do that.
So, as we continue on with the conversation, another thing that you had brought up to us was that you're super supportive of LGBTQ community. It's actually the first day of Pride Month as we record this episode. So I actually had me and Hunter, I got to credit you for this because you found this story. And I'm glad that you're here to talk about it with us, Lily. Have you heard about the whole Target situation of what's been going on with them, with their merch?
I just know that every time Pride Month comes around, all of the really like conservatives go fucking crazy, and they're like, they're trying to push being gay on our kids. What is this? It's a tractor with a rainbow. You're trying to make everything gay. Dude, it's a fucking tractor with a rainbow, and it wasn't even in the Pride section. What the fuck?
We talked about this a lot a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure if you had listened to any previous episodes of ours before you came on, but one of the episodes we talked about this particular subject was actually when the Bud Light thing had dropped, and this, to me, this is a very similar situation with Target because, and I'll read a little bit from an article here if you don't mind, from the New York Post. Apparently, Target made the decision to move some of its LGBT pride apparel in some of its locations. It made national headlines because apparently people were coming into the store of that particular demographic of conservatives and such. And they were basically threatening to hurt the store and I guess hurt the workers inside of it because one of the reasons why they removed the apparel was for the safety of the people inside the store working there.
Mm-hmm.
At least from what it looked like from the way I'm reading these articles. Hunter, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You did a little bit more reading on this.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just trying to reach for something that really isn't there, honestly. I just think it's whack.
Like, I just think it's like, if you don't want to see it, then don't go to Target during Pride Month.
Go to Walmart.
Go to Walmart or fucking
there's plenty of other
online,
places.
Bitch. Fucking shop online. Why do you give a fuck so much about there's 1 month out of the year that celebrates the LGBTQ community? Like, why do you care so fucking much? It's not trying to be, pushed onto kids or anything like that. It's literally a shirt that says like love is love, and they're like, oh, it's propaganda, it's gay propaganda, it's the gay agenda. And I'm like, why are you so hateful and so just outspoken about someone loving who they want to when it has nothing to fucking do with you? Like, that's an internal
selective outrage.
Like,
that's what we call it.
Yeah, that's an internal psychological issue that you have, to where, are you upset in your own life that you can't go love who you want to love or be who you want to be or anything like that? You're upset with the choices that you've made in your life. And so you're upset that me, as part of the community, we're living our truth. We're doing whatever the fuck we want, even though like gay rights and trans rights are literally being ripped out from under us right now. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, the amount of states right now that have like anti-trans or anti-gay bills right now, it's insane. We've come so far. And then all of a sudden it's now been like, you know what? We don't want you to have rights anymore. And then on top of that, all of the rights that are just getting taken away from women in general right now. It's like, oh, I can't have an abortion now? No, abortions are still going to happen. They're just not going to be safe. Like, they're just not going to be safe anymore. They're still going to happen. They just won't be safe anymore.
Or government funded, I think.
Yeah. So, and like,
in some states.
In some states, yes,
exactly.
right.
In some states are still like, no, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your body. You have body like autonomy. Like, it's the fact that in certain states, a fucking corpse in the ground has more bodily autonomy than I do. Because, you know, after a person dies, if it doesn't say, you know, organ donor, you can't take their fucking organs. Simple as that. Or you're not supposed to. And like, you can't, you know, dig up a grave and steal a corpse. That's also illegal. You can't do that either. So like, the fact that there are more laws about protecting someone who is already dead over me who is currently alive, and I'm choosing not to bring a life into the world because I can't handle that. And like, the state that the world is in right now, absolutely fucking not. And it's just my fucking choice. Like,
So if I may continue,
I feel that frustration.
Oh yeah, no, like we've talked about this since the inception of the show, and how there's a multitude of different issues that are arriving on both sides that we all four of us agree and disagree with, depending on the whole thing. As I continue on with this Target article that I'm reading here, because of this move that they made of having to take away these displays, apparently it's actually kind of hurt them pretty bad as far as like the bottom line goes. This article just came out yesterday that I'm reading. So just yesterday, or since this period of time, Target's market value has fallen over $12 billion and is probably just about hovering over $60 billion, or probably below that now at the time of me reading this. I actually did a double check, and I'll share my screen here really quick. I want to show you something very interesting. So this is Robinhood. And this right here was May 17th, about the time that this whole controversy happened.
mm-hmm.
And this is where the market was for them. Since this whole thing has gone down, their market value has dropped $30. Now it's raising up a little bit because it is Pride Month, and maybe they're getting some sort of backup from the LGBTQ community after this whole thing. But $30, that's fucking wild.
That is insane.
That is just absolutely fucking insane. Listen, man. I mean, like I said before.
When I'm looking, sorry.
Go ahead. Go. No, go ahead, Hunter.
When I was looking at, if you go to the 5-year one, it's like the same thing happened last year, where sometime in May it dropped all the way, like May 2022, it was 225, and then by the time it got to June, it was like 161. That was just a year
Really?
ago.
So it actually dropped even farther. So I feel like that's just more or less a trend for stores like that in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to attest that to Pride Month. I attested this month to the whole Pride situation because, and we'll go back to the Bud Light conversation that we all had about a month ago now, Hunter. Whereas people got really up in arms about it because they want to be selective about their outrage and what makes them upset when it's just a fucking bunch of clothes. Who really gives a shit?
Or beer.
Or beer.
Like, why aren't you mad about the foster system and how kids are being taken advantage of, and that there's a homeless epidemic in this country? Why aren't you mad about that? You're mad about a fucking t-shirt and some beer? Really? Yeah. Fucking really? Get out from under your fucking rock, you fucking bigot. Like, what's wrong with you?
I wouldn't even call it rock. I call it high horse. High horse would probably be the more...
Like, you have such selective aggression. Like, or selective disapproval. How about we focus on the big issues here? It's a fucking t-shirt, bro. If you don't like it, guess what? Just don't buy it.
I think one of the pieces of clothing that was in question too, that was mentioned in these articles, was the what's it called? It was like a trans swimsuit for, I guess, trans men becoming women, and it had like a tuck feature, where they could tuck. So that was one thing that also set people off as well, where it's like, oh, let's tuck your penis a certain way.
Yeah, and I saw it where like there's a whole feature where it's like it's tuck friendly because the swimsuit bottoms are thicker than what regular ones are. Which honestly, like, that is super inclusive and amazing. And also at the same time, yes, I understand that those are specifically made for trans women who haven't had bottom surgery, but also swimsuits in general just need to be thicker at the bottom anyway. Half of us have fat ass coochie lips. That shit ain't gonna stay in. The fuck? Like, my shit barely stays into the stripper outfits that I wear. Like, and like a swimsuit, like it's just trying to be more inclusive, bro. It's making it so that way it's like it's literally tucked away and it's like put away and there's no chance of it accidentally slipping out. That's literally it. Why are you being mad that they're putting their genitals away and keeping them secure and tucked? Like, why are you mad at that?
It beats me. Why would people shoot beer on TikTok? Because it makes them upset.
Well, here's the. You know what? I want to go to that video of the woman with the AR shooting the beer because we've talked about this before. But
you couldn't shoot for shit.
If you're gonna make a video doing that, at least edit it properly where you don't miss, the first 6 shots.
Like at least practice a few times first. Fuck.
So here's a point I want to make though about Pride Month in general, and this is not to sound bigoted or anything. I just hate the one thing I dislike about Pride Month is more or less the companies that start to get around it. Like it's that 1 month out of the year where it's like everybody on Twitter now they have the fucking rainbow logo, all that shit. Now they give a fuck for a month. They give a shit.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year going into the next year until next June. Now it's we did it. We did our obligation to make people not cancel us. That sort of shtick.
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
The commercialization of it. Not to be honest with you, and I said this before, and I'll say it again. If people are gay or trans or anything, like honestly, and I'm respectful when I say this. I don't give a fuck. You can. Mike says this all the time. You live your truth. What you do does not affect me. I do not give a shit. I have other things in my life to worry about other than that. But then you have all these companies that decide all of a sudden that they give a fuck. And now here they are trying to be cool with the community for a month. And then for the rest of the year, not really do a whole lot. What do you got?
I feel like they do that as a target to the other audience. Like, the conservatives who have an issue with it just so they can out them out and then have to hear, oh, well, I'm not shopping here again. It's like, okay, good luck. Find another store. And then that store does it. Well, I'm not going to that store either.
See, even as because technically speaking, on a piece of paper, on a voter registration, you and I are technically conservative. Let's be fair. Let's just be honest and call it a spade a spade.
Although now I'm like more middle than anything.
Yes, ideology wise, we are more of that. I agree with you. But on paper, we are what we are, apparently, to most people. So, but in hindsight, like we're not like those types of conservatives that are just so up in arms and angry about the whole thing, man.
Well, I don't even consider them conservatives. I just consider them far right.
No,
those are like ultra passionate about it.
The old, I honestly, and I say this all the time, I hate ultra passionate political people on either side. I fucking despise it. They have when your personality is only your political affiliation, you have a problem.
Yeah.
I do not want to hang out with you.
Like you have nothing else going on in your life. Like what the fuck, dude? And like it's so crazy to me. Like especially people that are either like far fucking left or far right. Like especially when I try and have conversations with people that are so far right that I literally am like, oh yeah, I just want like everyone to be able to have like affordable healthcare and housing and, people to not live on the street anymore and people to have, rights and bodily autonomy and everything like that. I still believe that, people should, have the right to bear arms. Like owning a gun is very, very smart. Yes, you should have one. Should there be stricter laws on it? Yes, I do believe so because there are more mass shootings in this year than there are days in the year. Like that is insane.
And part of that has to attain to mental health as well because it's not proven that I've seen, but there could be ties to it. So people obviously we don't give a shit enough about mental health.
I might get some slack for this, and honestly, I don't care because this is how I stand. So, did you hear about the trans shooter that went in and shot up the Catholic school that they went to? Okay.
Wait, that was the one that happened in Nashville or whatever, right? Or
I believe so.
That happened like a month or two ago. Yeah.
So far left people were mad that newscasters and people weren't using the correct pronouns of the shooter.
Who
and
gives
I'm like,
a fuck?
This is not the fucking problem here. It doesn't matter. That doesn't fucking matter. It's the fact that they went in, killed 9 innocent fucking kids that had nothing to do with what was going on. And I think it was 2 or 3 workers,
maybe
like,
educators or workers or
like
whatever.
two teachers and a janitor. It's the fact that they went in with a fucking AR and shot up a school and killed innocent children. That's the fucking problem. Who gives a fuck what their pronouns are right now? They're dead. That's not the problem.
First of all, we shouldn't even be glorifying them in any way.
No,
to even mention their pronouns.
Like,
who gives a fuck? They're dead. They don't deserve to even be mentioned, but the fucking media.
Like, they are a terrible fucking person.
Yeah.
So, like, children, fucking children. And they were an adult. They were an adult that went in and had a pure hatred of the school because they went to that school and were abused in that school. So instead of going in and, like, now, I would say never do this. Absolutely not. But, like, you killed kids that had nothing to do with your life at all. You didn't have some kind of manifesto that was like, oh, I'm trying to save them from the abuse that I went through. If you're trying to save them from the abuse that you went through, then how about you put out a full fucking list of this is what happened to me when I was there, and this was my experience, and this is why you shouldn't take your kids there, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and make it public fucking knowledge of what you went through. You don't go in and be like, oh, I'm trying to save them, so I'm going to kill them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what goes through your mind that makes you think, oh, I don't even go to this school anymore, and I'm a fucking adult. I went here when I was a child. I'm going to shoot up the place. Like,
yeah, I wish I had I really wish I had an answer for you. I really do.
Curb stomp the bitch. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, they did. They fucking ruined her is what they did. But at the risk of, at the risk of ending the show on a low note with a fucking school shooting, let's end it off with a little bit more of a higher note.
All right.
Lili, you just became XBIZ's Rising Cam Star. Again, congratulations on that. That's a huge achievement. You told us the whole story on my other podcast, and it was a great story. So really, what's next for you now is my last question.
Getting into pro porn and going up for different awards. I'm up for, I'm trying to get, or I am nominated for a few different awards right now that are like all on my website and everything like that you can vote for me on. But it's just continuing to climb. I mean, I want to be the next Angela White, and hopefully she hears this. Hi, Angela. I love you. I'm a big fan.
Also, we're big fans too. Please come on this podcast one day.
Oh, she's amazing. I love her so much.
You know what? You want to hear a fucked up story before we end the show? I was supposed to meet her at the Exotica in New Jersey last year, and I was online, but I got pulled away at the last second before the doors closed on the last day.
Oh, no.
It was literally that. I was like maybe 5 or 6 people behind, but the line was taking forever because people were talking to her, which is understandable. People have a lot to say to her. She gives the people her time, which is also nice of her. But at some point, I was just like, damn, someone's trying to call me away because they needed me for something. And I had to go. And I'll regret it every day for the rest of my life. But
I actually had one of my friends, like, he knows how much I love Angela, and he lives out in New Jersey. And I've known him like since I started sex work. He's a really, really good friend of mine. And he literally was like, here, give me your business card. And I'm like, what? And he's like, give me your business card and give me one of your prints. And I'm like, okay.
Ooh.
Give it to him. He took it to her and said, hi, I don't work for Lili, but she is a avid supporter of your work and absolutely loves you and would love to meet you one day. Here is what she looks like, and here is her contact info if you ever want to reach out to her. And he just went and did that for me. I was like,
what a fucking Chad. What a bro. Now I
was like, my fucking wingman, let's go.
I also saw a tweet from you recently that you wanted to work with Lacey Lennon. I'm also hoping that happens too.
Oh no, we have plans to work together. Yes.
Listen, Mike can clown me all he wants because Mike's not one to watch. Mike's not one to watch porn, but I don't give a fuck. I will definitely be there for that.
I'll say that's your avenue, man.
That's my avenue. Exactly. Well, Lili, thank you so much for joining us on the Bro Migos podcast. Before I take the people to church and do our spiel, by all means, tell the people where to find you.
Alrighty. You can find all of my stuff at thelilithjane.com or xthelilithjane.com. All of my social medias are the Lilith Jane because I just got my big Twitter account back. So yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
I saw.
you. Oh, it took a week. It took a fucking week of me pestering Twitter support and just sending in the same email every single fucking day. And they finally were like, okay, fuck it. Take it back. We don't care. Just fucking take it. Whatever. I'm so happy.
If it's one thing Elon's good for, it's unbanning accounts that should have been banned.
So yes, everything is the Lilith Jane. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I have a Discord server. I do not have a Snapchat. I'm not on Tinder, and I am not on Bumble. If you see me on any one of those three or anything that's not in my link tree or my beacons or my website, it's not me. Don't fall for it. There are scams out there. I'm not on these sites. If I'm on them, then it is verified and it is me. And there is a blue fucking check mark by it. Now, I'm not one of the, I'm not verified on Twitter because I don't want to pay for it. So like, whatever. And Instagram doesn't verify Pornstars. So whatever. But yeah, everything is just the Lilith Jane. You can find my OnlyFans there. You can find my mini vids. You can find my Chatterbait. So you can watch me stream online. And yeah, that's about everything for me.
Again, people will clown me for this too. I subscribe to the OnlyFans. It's fire. You should subscribe too. That's all I'm going to say. Anyhow.
For scientific purposes.
For scientific purposes, exactly.
Yes.
Of course, this has been episode 40 of the Bromigos podcast. Thank you all. Thank you again, Lili, for joining us. Follow us on the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeart, Amazon, the whole 9 yards. If you have a podcasting platform, search up the Bromigos podcast. And of course, leave us some feedback. We greatly appreciate it, specifically on Spotify, because they started implementing that too. So hit us up on Spotify if you like the show or not. Follow us on Twitter at BroMigosPod, Instagram and Facebook, The Bromigos Pod, TikTok, The Bromigos Podcast. Do you want to tell about the YouTube since Dane isn't here?
Yeah. If you don't subscribe to the YouTube, she won't answer your DMs. So subscribe to the YouTube.
There you go.
If you want Lili to answer your DM, subscribe to the YouTube. Shorts are also posted on there every other day. And of course, Full Swap Radio, we thank them for basically syndicating our show every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So please check us out on there. We greatly appreciate it. That's it for us. Another day in the fucking Bromigos neighborhood, man. It's been fun. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
You've been listening to the Bromigos podcast.
Fuck you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I beat her! That's okay! She'll be back. Another